Yo, it's the SCOTT, and I'm back with you today to give you my review for the 1999 film, The Rage, Carrie 2, starring Jason London. Don't even remember. Alright, so, you remember, we're back in the office, / my bedroom, again. Got everything sorted out. So if you watched my review yesterday for the first Carrie film, you know I didn't really care for it. This one, I liked it a little bit more. And that's probably because it's one of these late 90s horror films that I grew up with. So that's what I'm used to, with like Scream and The Faculty and stuff like that. But I'm gonna respect the original with this. Unlike this film, which changed some things, which I know they did. One, the first scene of the movie got me going a little bit, because we see the main character of this film, it tells us the story of Carrie White's half-sister, Rachel, who discovers her telekinetic powers. And basically, it's the same thing from the first film with different characters. And the plot's just a little bit more different. But yeah, in replace of Betty Buckley, I can't remember her name, we have Sue Snell from the original film, played by the same actress. And she's the one trying to help Carrie out. But this film, I think the cinematography and just everything with the filming is better. Because I guess I just didn't get Brian De Palma's vision in the first one. It was very annoying. Here, it worked better. The director, she did a better job. I think it's a female director. So, right from the get-go, we had something that I questioned, though. Is that we've shown that Rachel had her powers as a little girl. But in the first film, it's plain to surmise. You can figure out that she got her powers because of puberty. Because she doesn't have powers until she gets her period, which is the start of the film. She gets her period, and then she has her powers. That's when she gets her powers. Here, Rachel has them as a little girl, and it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, plainly, we could see that Carrie got her powers after her period. Coming of age type thing, puberty. But here, she just has them when she was a little girl. And we see that her mother is taken away. And while I appreciate while I like that her mother is a better written character in this film, I did not like the mom in the first film at all. Towards the end, they decided to make her turn and be sort of like the mother. It was like, when the big climax thing happens, the mother shows up with Sue Snell. Sue Snell gets killed right away, and she comes in, and she's going, Rachel, is your mama? And holding her, and you see her as a little girl, and then she turns back to being an adult, and she stops. She's like, you're not my little girl. You're the devil. There's a devil in you. I'm like, really? We're going to turn her into the mom from the first Carrie? And then she dies. So, another thing I don't like is that they decided to look at the first film and say it was all Carrie's fault. Because the explanation for why Sue Snell is doing this is because she's afraid it's going to end up like Carrie White. And because I guess they claim it's because Carrie couldn't control her telekinetic powers. Which, I'm sorry, I know that Carrie killed people. But it's not her fault. It was her fellow students that caused that whole thing. And it's the same thing here. But I bet if they did a sequel to this, they would blame it on Rachel, because it's an easier thing to do. And because in this film it would make sense, because the mayor, he's got his fingers in the pot of certain high privileged families in this film. So the whole thing kickstarts when Zachary Ty Bryan sleeps with Mina Suvari, and I got a question. How come Zachary Ty Bryan is always cast as a dick in films. He's a dick in this movie. He's a dick in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. He's just a dick. I don't know. But he, and it's a part of a sex game that the jocks have apparently. And she kills herself because of it. And he doesn't go to jail because his family's connected with the mayor. So he gets a slap on the wrist. And another thing, like, I just don't, they keep blaming Carrie. Like, everything that happened was Carrie's fault. Even Sue Snell, and that's another problem I have. She is claiming all these things that happened, sharing all these things that happened, flashing back to things that happened. She wasn't even in the damn building. She got thrown out by Betty Buckley. And she claims that she saw everything. How could she have seen everything if she was locked outside the damn building? It makes no sense. I understand they wanted a character. She's like the only surviving character from the first film, so it makes sense to bring her back. But her character did not see anything in the first film. So why would she be, saying, oh, I saw it. I saw it happen. No, you didn't. You were locked outside. You didn't see anything. Everything was locked up. There's no way you could have saw anything. So stop bullshitting, lady. You didn't see anything. And another thing they got me questioning is the climax. When she starts freaking out, they play the voice of the mom from the first film going, they're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. And I'm sitting there going, why would she be hearing that? She doesn't even know what that means. She wouldn't even know that was said. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that she would be hearing that at that present moment. I get it. It's a callback to the first film. And they do that great by showing flashbacks to Carrie White from the first film. And I guess they wanted Sissy Spacek to reprise her role, but she declined, but get permission to use her likeness. So they use, footage from the first film. But to have the voice of Carrie's mother screaming, they're all gonna laugh at you, when she's freaking out. I understand it's a callback to the first film, but it makes no sense. Now that I'm done bitching about the connections to the first film, let's talk about this film as its own film. I think it's better than... I'm sorry for those who think that Carrie is a classic, but I think this movie's better than the first Carrie. One, I kind of like the characters better. Even the jerk jocks, I kind of like, I like them better because, okay, so the first film ended in the prom. This one there's a party at a guy named Mark's house. And I kind of feel sorry for Mark. I know he started this whole thing. I know he's the reason that this whole thing happened. And everyone is dying and stuff. But his death is terrible. And not that it's a bad death. It's just... So, they have a pool and the cover's over it. And both Mark and Rachel fall into it. And the cover goes over. And she cuts her way out. But Mark's not able to find his way out. And they show you, horrifically, him drowning. And I'm sorry, but to drown, that's gotta suck. I mean, I would prefer something quick like a decapitation, but to drown like that, I feel sorry for Mark, because, he's drowning. He deserved to die, yes, but drowning like that, I understand he was torturing her, but in his defense, he didn't know she was gonna freak out, and I guess I could kind of go that way with the first one as well. As it was a prank, and they didn't know it was going to go the way it was, and maybe that's why they dismiss it, what happened in the first film, because to me, Carrie is not totally at fault here. Yes, she killed a lot of people, but if they didn't drop that pig's blood on her, wouldn't have had a problem. And same here. They show her the book that they keep score for the game, and then they show the video of her and Jesse, played by Jason London, having sex. And Jesse is the Tommy in this version, although he's not dating anyone in this film. He's just a football player, and they have a connection. And Jason London, I keep I can't tell myself sitting here Jason London, because I want to say Jeremy London and it's not. It's Jason London, Jason London. But yeah, because they're twins. I didn't. I'm like, oh, it's Jeremy London. I was looking up the thing. It said Jason London. I'm like, Jason. Oh yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They're twins. But yeah, and what I like though about the ending is, so earlier in the film when they're talking in class, we're talking about Romeo and Juliet, how they didn't have to die, but they chose to die, like because, if I remember correctly, in Romeo and Juliet, Juliet drinks the poison, and Romeo didn't have to die, but he chose to die. So at the end, Jesse shows up late because they purposely had, I think her name was Tracy, hold him back so he wasn't around when the stuff happened. And so he comes in and she kills Tracy, and then she's calling him a liar, but then because he says that he loves her, she goes liar, and then she hears it on the tape. And I guess it's because she's already asleep that he says it, and she keeps rewinding it, but for some reason, every time she rewinds it, his face gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the screen. I don't think that's how VHS tapes work, but okay. And so she believes him, and then the scene is about to fall. She pushes him out of the way, and she gets caught, and he goes to try to help her, and he can't. He's leaning against it, and his hand gets set on fire, and he doesn't move, and he's prepared to die with her, like Romeo and Juliet. But she flings him. She uses her power to fling him into the pool. I'm like, I'm like, he's not moving, and he's just like he's gonna stick with it. I'm like, oh, the Romeo and Juliet thing came back. Oh, I get it. I love that. I like that. It came back full circle. They're talking about the Romeo and Juliet, and then Romeo didn't have to die, but he chose to die, and that's what he was gonna do. And she flung him to save his life. So, even though that kind of takes away the point of him doing that, I get what they were trying to do. And then we end with a weird, 1 year later, he's in college, and he sees Rachel through the mirror, and they kiss, and then she, bursts into bad CGI, and he wakes up in a cold sweat and just sits there. End of movie. It's like, kind of ending is that. I understand they did a fake-out thing in the first one, with the hand coming out and reaching and grabbing Sue Snell, but I don't know. And another thing I'm going to question is how Sue Snell gets Rachel's mom out of the thing. She sticks the gum in the thing so she'll be able to run out. In the door she'll be able to run out. But they're security guards, right? There's no way they'd be getting out of there like that. The security guards would have caught up with them. Even in 1999, Another thing is there's American Pie connection. I've been doing American Pie, so I'm kind of on a break right now. But Eddie K. Thomas, who plays Finch, is in this film, and as I mentioned, Mina Suvari is also in this film, so that's an American Pie connection. In the same year that American Pie came out, no doubt, by the way. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, this movie wasn't that bad. I'm gonna give it a 7 because I actually enjoyed it better than the first Carrie, because it was just, to me, it was the directing that messed up my experience for Carrie. It was just too polarizing for me. It was too much. Here they do some slow mo during the climax, but it's not super slow. It's not almost the entire climax in slow motion with no words, just waiting for it to happen. But there is a kind of waiting for it, because she gets to the party, they're all acting nice to her, they're dancing with her, and it's coming, but you're sitting there going, oh, this would be so cool if she's just accepted, and she's part of the group, and she's, but something's going to happen, and it eventually does. It doesn't take as long, and there is talking this time instead of just, it's not drawn out like in the first one. I like this one better than the original Carrie, and kill me if you want. Bring your torches and pitchforks. I'm ready for you. Come get me. But I do like this one better than the original. I'm sorry. And then we're going to Next, we're going to check out the remake of Carrie, and I'll get back into American Pies, I think. Possibly. So, what are your guys' thoughts on The Rage Carrie 2? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.